Hey y'all, I'm back one more time. I'm gonna wrap up this R. Kelly stuff. Oh, Surviving R. Kelly aired on Lifetime. It was a whole lot. But this segment, Jesus is the homeboy. He's here right with us. This segment is going to deal with the most jaw-dropping, vile, you can't even believe stuff that they talked about on, and then just some stuff just like, wow, okay, no, it's not what you think, because it's not just young girls, it's grown women as well. So let's get into it and wrap this on up. So first, I want to address people who in my mind are idiots. I don't know what else to call you. God bless you, love you, but you're an idiot if you say that Andrea Kelly, R. Kelly's wife of 13 years, who met him when she was about 19, married him when she was 22, had 3 kids by him, and is just more recently breaking her silence. If you say that she's doing this for the money, she's hard up, where's the child support, what's going on? First of all, no, R. Kelly has not been paying child support like he's supposed to. He's way in the rear, just like he got put out of his 2 homes in Atlanta. He has not paid child support like he's supposed to in quite some time. Well, Andrea Kelly came out to give voice to victims because they were saying some of the same specific pieces of abuse, intimate details that it had to be true because it specifically happened to her. And there's no way they could have made that up because some stuff she had never voiced to anyone. Okay, she talks about getting hogtied in the bedroom and him falling asleep. This fool literally tied her hands and legs and ankles together. Okay, talked about, mind you, this is Drea Kelly from VH1 Hollywood Exes. She was offered a spinoff. She married Brian McGee, the cute barber that totally finessed her. She was offered a spinoff wedding special, but old boy was found to be doing what? The same thing, cozied all up, trying to be lovey-dovey with who? Mama D. Loving Hip Hop Atlanta, Lil Scrappy Mama. So it was clear he was the one trying to chase the money and chase stardom. He thought he was too cute any daggone way. So guess what? She lost the bag. Not even lost it, excuse me. She gave up the bag. She filed for divorce. She didn't immediately make no big statement, but she didn't go on with it. She didn't front. They was married a total of 2 months, if the reports are correct. It was no show. They was just doing the promos and trailer, and before I know it, the next report was boom. They divorced. Nothing. So how could you say that she's after money? No. And while all of this foolishness was going on, guess what? Her daggone daughter, born a daughter, was going through a transformation. Jaya became Jay, is now a transgender male. So what are you saying? She has a lot to deal with. She bore this guy 3 kids. Her youngest son was born right when the 2002 allegations came out. 2000. But as far as his wife, she was an adult when she met him. Walked into it, didn't know what she was doing. Got beat and abused. Got manipulated in her mind. Got starved and locked away. Got completely alienated from her family and from the public. I literally didn't even know who she was. Guess what? It's not just young girls that he did this to. Kitty Jones and Asante McGee were both 33 years old when they met him. Kitty had a job, a kid, and had a divorce. She's pretty daggone grown before she even met R. Kelly. But she was a fan and she was enamored, and he also manipulated her. He also abused her, degraded her. So it's not only about girls, which girls are very important. I think it's nothing more important than preserving our youth, protecting children's innocence, and allowing their dreams to come true instead of traumatizing them, ruining their lives, and breaking up, destroying families. But this happened to women too. But speaking of girls, speaking of his young victims, to name a few, Azriel Clary, Faith Rogers, who is the one currently from Texas who has filed a lawsuit against him for knowingly and intentionally infecting her with herpes. And to make it so bad, The young lady, Joycelyn Savage, the one who went on TMZ saying, I'm fine, I don't want to deal with my parents, I'm fine. The one that the Savages, the girl, Faith Rogers, met Joycelyn Savage and reached out to her family when they went public with TMZ, with the allegations that their daughter was kidnapped. The Savages were the ones that told her, oh, we know for a fact and we've been made aware that our daughter has herpes, so you need to go to the doctor. And guess what? She didn't even think anything of it. Went to the doctor, guess what? She's infected. Or as the attorney says, infested with herpes at the hands of R. Kelly, who doesn't give a daggone about anybody but himself. Also, Dominique. Oh my goodness. As far as homosexual appetites, I guess you would say. But this young lady, which I've seen older pictures of her, beautiful young lady, she is reportedly kind of got tomboyish ways. Dominique Gardner, who R. Kelly turned into what a former employee calls a boy toy for his fantasy, had her cut all of her hair off, made her wear boy clothes. I don't see any previous family pictures of her with any kind of tomboyish type of gear. She had earrings, lip gloss, hair, all of that in all of the family pictures that I've seen. But yet, once she is indoctrinated into this sex cult, she has cut all of her hair off, or he has cut all of her hair off. She wears boy clothes. She carries herself as a boy. And according to the former employee, he would literally paint a beard and mustache on her. Now that is some sick stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's like you've taken role playing to a whole nother level. But it's so sad. This young lady has dealt with R. Kelly off and on for 9 years. R. Kelly totally alienated her from her family, would not let her be in contact with her mother. Her mother is crying and trying to hold it together. Met her surprise drop in at a hotel in Beverly Hills to try to find out if she could see her, if she could rescue her daughter. She worked with Lifetime and the producers to rescue and steal her daughter away from the clutches of R. Kelly. The hotel manager, who was so happy to take her to the room, which was a lie. She lied and said that she wanted to drop in and surprise her daughter for Mother's Day, and the hotel manager was happy to do it. Cameras right there. He walked her, escorted her up to the room, escorted them on and off the elevator. The daughter said, come back at this such and such time. You know, it'll be safe then, you know, whatever, we can get away. She's crying. She, you know, is happy to see her mom. She comes in. The hotel manager promptly tells her, oh, guess what? Your daughter, which no, it wasn't her daughter, it was R. Kelly or somebody from his team, have called the police, called 911 and said, this woman who came up here is posing as my mother. She's not my mother. I'm scared. I don't want her around. So the hotel manager told her that she must leave immediately or she will be arrested. Okay? So she could not, of course, definitely couldn't go back in there with the cameras. Wasn't supposed to go back in there at all. But she snuck back in there, snuck in the bathroom, had the daughter on the cell phone, and met her up in there. The girl ran in the bathroom with a bag and had to run away from the grips of R. Kelly and his team. This is crazy. This is insane. This is 2017 and 2018. This is nuts, guys. We should not be even hearing anything like this. But this is when you're talking about you have real evil, real darkness at play. There is a foul demon in the man of R. Kelly, and he needs help. And let me just touch on a quick minute, because I'm really going to wrap this really up. This is the vile part, as far as I'm concerned. Not just the whole homoerotic thing, homosexual appetite, sick, twisted fantasy. Dominique Gardner, so she is labeled as the rebellious one. She has ran away before. They caught her down the street and snatched her up, took her back. So that's why I guess he punished her, or felt like she was really the one, the roughneck. So that's how she became the boy toy, quote unquote. That's exactly what the employee calls her. So it's been reported that he made her eat his feces, allegedly. So you see how this evil is progressive? This sin is progressive. It was over 17 years ago that he was peeing on a girl. Then, guess what? That wasn't enough. Now he wants to poop on somebody. Doo-doo on somebody. How disgusting can you be? I mean, it doesn't get any sicker than that. That's just beyond. That's just beyond. Then, the young lady is crying out to her mom. She said that's the hardest thing she ever had to do, the hardest decision she ever had to make. And then right there on my screen, I'm looking at it. Mom goes through, does all of that, rescues her, and then it says 3 days later she went back. No doubt he contacted her on the cell phone. So her, girl, if you love me, you'll come back here. I'm so hurt. You're part of the family. You're part of me. How could you leave? Mind you, she's been dealing with him for 9 years. But she was able to get away again. But okay, let me touch on this. And I'm glad my time is winding up. I don't have but a couple minutes to talk about this. So Jerhonda Pace, who actually only dealt with R. Kelly for 6 months, but this is the young lady that he met outside of his trial. She was only 14, but he did, according to her, they didn't actually have sex until she was 16. Still a minor, but technically she's at the age of consent, which is ridiculous, but whatever. So you can check out Unwind, not UNWIND, but UNWINE. Unwind with Tasha K. Tasha K is a blogger on YouTube. Jerhonda Pace, who has been on The Real and on several other shows, she says that in her opinion, R. Kelly is gay. He's only happy in the company of males. She has seen him allow men to suck on his penis. And she, outside of the first time or first couple of times, she says that he insisted on having a dildo inserted in him every time that they had sex. She says that is the only way that he climaxed, no matter what they did, how wild they did. The only way that he will actually finish is to have a dildo, a specific one, a large one, inserted in him. She said there was no lube necessary. It was no resistance. She said it went right in. That was their regular thing. That's what he wanted. And he instructed, very controlling. And that's what he wanted. This young man, Bubba, was the one that she said she saw with her own eyes as a 16-year-old sucking on R. Kelly's penis. Him instructing her to insert the dildos in him on a regular basis. She said he never respects women. He's never happy. It could be a room full of beautiful women. He's not happy. He's only jovial, happy, and outside of his angry, evil, more monstrous self when he's around a bunch of men. So it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about. But what it comes down to is R. Kelly needs to be locked up, but he still deserves some grace. So we can pray for him. We just don't need him on the loose. We want Jesus to touch him, help him, but we want him to do it with him in some sort of facility, getting some sort of help away from our children. That's all I got. Let me know what y'all think. Till then, holla.